What is going on, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wednesday Night is Overbooked. And quite frankly, there's a lot to discuss on this one. So that's why we have Jokerverse. It says, acknowledge me.
Right, acknowledge me. Another perfect. Another perfect PLE pay-per-view slate. Prediction. Not that I don't get the script, folks. I just follow the pattern. And yes, there are things to discuss. Like that's starting soon. You need to get that's gay as fuck, dude. That just lose that thing.
Oh no, it's quite frankly like I don't care. Welcome to Duke Devil. Dude,
good evening.
Anna told me that was gay. I don't care. I'm joking. It's a little gay. No, dude. Brad, go. So, God damn it.
Well, I actually got to watch all of Summerslam this weekend, and at the same time, upgraded my camera. So hopefully, there's actually a noticeable difference in the quality. Yeah, that actually looks.
The color looks better. The color looks better.
It looks really
and
good.
Also you can read the text better and behind you, unlike the books.
Yeah, it's actually almost a 4K. I think it's basically a 4K camera now.
So let's talk. No, I'm kidding. I kid. No, we're not gonna read.
All my D&D books.
Wait, hold on. Holy shit! What in the blue hell? Latent fucking gay.
Yeah.
What had happened?
What are you doing, dude?
What had happened was
Hello.
I had to finish.
Oh!
I had to finish the battery on there, man. I had to have it set up. My bad. It's my bad. It's on me. It's on me. That's on me. That is my bad.
He was too busy writing down Jade Cargill for every answer for tonight's quiz.
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah, I was gonna be
we'll talk about her later.
Positive and say you were still trapped in Jade Cargill's thighs backstage, in a grill position. But
I mean, it's not a bad place to be. First of all,
You're a married man, sir.
I mean, we've
it's also
we're talking about our past.
Jansen,
All right. So apparently,
Alrighty.
LeftEyeEgo is here, not to subvert Matt, but Ego, seriously, what the fuck?
What happened?
Your face is frozen.
What did I do?
too much Botox.
It's fine. It's fine, child. It's so fine. And lastly, and certainly not least, it would be Matt, the one who does all the accounting, the one who does all the, literally making the chat the champion because we all suck. That's what it is. Matt, that's you.
Oh, I was going to say, you guys had some actually their best arguments, by the way, last week of all the weeks I've been judging.
I agree.
I mean,
Good.
Yeah,
good.
Maybe because you all gain skill as you do it more, but there were some of those compelling arguments and some of the best choices. Although some strange rankings on a couple of people's and that whole I'll forget the brain hemorrhage from the Ricky Steamboat, Ric Flair hemorrhage that occurred.
Why was
Right,
it?
and wasn't someone comparing someone to Michael Jordan in a rookie year last week too?
Ryan, why did you do that? I can't believe you said that, Ryan. I don't know why you said that. I would never say that.
Wow, that's really weird. A black man blames the white man. Jeez,
Actually, I don't think
that before.
Actually, I don't think
Stealing
Jordan's rookie
everything.
year was the best year. He actually didn't start getting better for the second or third year.
He was 25-5. You know what? That's the neither here nor there for that. Time has passed.
Okay.
Just,
So we had a premium live event this week, weekend.
We
out
did.
in Cleveland. That summer hotspot.
We did.
Hot spot, maybe.
We did. And it was probably best left to be on not just a PLE, but maybe pay-per-view history. This was, all right, this is my opinion, and I'm going to get roasted right now. This was mediocre at fucking best. Mediocre.
No.
It was
The whole
yes,
thing
it
or
was.
just the ending?
Oh, about half.
I 35% agree with you, but
Okay.
I have some
I'll tell you
very
that.
specific reasons.
What, do you say that because it was predictable, or just there wasn't anything to it?
Both.
There wasn't anything to it. If you like story, this was your show. This show was story.
Well, okay, so let me add something a little different than Zach's
Absolutely.
mentioned, right? So you guys have heard me mention this several times since I've come on the show, right? The biggest problem I'm seeing, well, not the biggest, but is, and you can see it like when LA Knight hit his hip shot in the corner, right? The camera is constantly in the wrong place and showing you that the wrestler is missing the guy on purpose.
Mhm.
Or when Gunther had to be rolled to the ring, which is a cool
that was
coverage.
bad.
Yeah, but the way you cover for that is the camera flips away, so no one could really figure out what's going on. But the camera stayed right on it, and you were like, "What the hell?" You know, every single match had, maybe with the exception of Nia and Bailey, but my brain. Do I have
Well, that sucked too.
No, I don't mean to. I'm talking the camera thing
See,
first.
Sorry.
I'm
Okay.
bringing the one
Bad.
particular thing up. You have no camera complaints in their particular match. But every single match I'm trying to get into, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the camera shows him cleanly missing on purpose to protect the guy. You're supposed to not drive your hip into the guy's head while on the turnbuckle. You're just supposed to look like
Hold
it,
up.
right? So that to me kept taking me out of like just getting into the story of these matches. You just start to get into a couple minutes, and suddenly the camera just shows you nonsense, you know.
So who's that? Who's to blame for that, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they kept doing it, like, wouldn't someone say, "Hey, pan out to the other camera"? So
Well, there's usually a director, like, if I'm remembering the way WWE does it, because it's still different than other companies. There's usually a director in like the camera area, and he works with the referee to coordinate things.
Gorilla position.
Yeah, and like I said, he tells the ref, "Okay, we're going to shift to that camera,
Slow it,
or whatever.
slow it down, speed it up."
Yeah, wherever he is located, he coordinates with the ref so that that when something like what happened with Gunther, for example, the ref might do something and say, "Oh my God, the ref just fell off the ring," you know, just as a distraction. I'm just saying, you know, like the point is they work, and now we're seeing sloppy
revenge
work that's taking us out of it. That is one of my big complaints about this particular one, you know, and that's why I 35% agree there are problems with this event. Okay,
the Gunther match was particularly bad because literally Damian Priest rolled him towards the ropes. The exact opposite thing you would do.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay,
that was a bad spot.
That is just the positioning, and Gunther was told to roll toward the ropes, and Damian was told to push him toward the ropes so Finn could get his leg on the ropes.
Which is fine. That's covering for the spot. I'm cool with that.
Sounds like Joker's reading the script. I mean,
the camera should have shifted away, maybe focusing solely on Finn Balor, for example, so you couldn't. So the people in the stands, I don't know if you have how last time you actually went to an arena, unless you're like way high up, you wouldn't be able to see them roll and see that effect. You have to be above it to see it, because the way the ring is positioned. It would just like he shifted a little to the left. You were able to see the actual blatant moving to the rope, and we almost this is like it's a show they're presenting us, so they're gonna have a lot of stuff to make it work. And for the most part, I'm not saying it doesn't work very well. Like Backlash was amazing with the camera work and everything. So it was like one little spot or whatever, you know. But when you get these disruptions to what's the phrase? Suspension of disbelief, right? You know, is that the word? I think it's the phrase I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It makes it hard to appreciate the work that they're doing in the ring. And I'm not to go into Ring of Honor, but if you listen to my Ring of Honor review, it was the same thing. Like the wrestlers trying to do great work in the ring, but they kept disrupting with these stuff that made you take you out of the matches or whatever. And I don't know if like, and maybe Triple H is going to fix all this. Maybe it's a big project to fix it all, because or whatever. But that's my main gripe with this event.
There was another one I thought
As far as the
where someone was
stories,
coming off the rope that it also you could see them positioning themselves too much. Like it was blatantly I forget if it was LA Knight, Logan Paul, but like the same sort of thing where you saw them setting it up for coming off the rope, and that's fine, but it shouldn't have been captured. It's just that type of sloppy thing, like Matt was saying, is detracting from it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the unfortunate thing is in pro wrestling there is no take two. This is live event. It's stuff like that is gonna happen. So, but I thought the stories that were being told in this event was very good, and stories that
McIntyre entirely story
may have
entirely. One of the more certainly.
Oh, it was, and you had the Judgment Day story, which is now evolving. You had a loose thread that got tied up that got tied up on the Monday night, which you may have forgotten about because it was two the months ago, but Gunther is in the crowd as the new champion. All of a sudden, out comes Randy Orton saying, "Hey, the only reason you're here holding that idol is because a ref screwed up at King of the Ring. My shoulder wasn't down. It's the ref's call. Okay. I accept that. But you and I want the rematch. These people want the rematch. Triple H wants the rematch. So now we have one of our main events, probably the main event at Bash at Berlin, is the King of the Ring rematch. Randy Orton, Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Sign me up for that."
I'm going to actually interject. I don't care about a referee screwing up. I don't care. If a referee counted you out, you're out. That's the way it is. It's not like you got kicked in the dick by the referee. Fuck that bullshit. And the thing that you hate so much, the Attitude Era, it used to be that blatant because it sold a story. But now it's like going, oh, well, my shoulders are not on the ground. Fuck that crap. I don't care. I don't fucking care. It's stupid. This is horrible storytelling.
Wow.
Triple H is better than this. Wait, hold on. I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you.
Okay, go.
This is
shit.
stupid.
Mom and Dad are fighting, y'all.
I'm not mad at JB.
He just expressing himself. He's full. No?
Let him finish his point.
I'm not mad at JB. This is stupid. Like going, oh, well, it's my shoulders were up. Like, this happened literally 3 months ago ish.
2 months ago.
Okay, so
2 months ago.
Okay, and again, JB is he is the foremost person on this, on following all this. I don't want to re-see this. I don't care. I don't care.
Okay.
It just doesn't make sense. It feels cheap. Sorry, JB, go ahead.
I just remember 2 months ago after King of the Ring on this show, when I mentioned that Paul Levesque said that they're going to have a rematch, you said yes, they should have it. So
yeah, 2 months ago.
Well, now it's being used to tell a bigger story, and that's fine.
Oh yeah, okay. No. I think that's fine. No, I don't think that's fine. if that's what they're doing, great. But it's fucking cheap, and that's what the way it looks. I think Randy Orton deserved better, and they should have did it at the next even Raw, SmackDown. I don't care. You know, like things used to be determined on Raw and SmackDown. Were they minuscule? Yes, they were. But now it's like nothing happens on Raw and SmackDown, and it's just a fucking vomit bag of okay, great. It was a great show.
Sorry. Add one thing in here. I kind of again a tweener position there. So we know Randy Orton has an inevitable heel turn coming. Okay, inevitable, right? It's his nature, you know. I think this match would have served better if they because Gunther works best as an honorable heel, where you can gain his respect in the ring, but he looks down on you, type of thing, right? Orton works best as a despicable heel, right? They should have heel turned Randy before this and let him like start kidnapping Gunther's wife and all the horrible Randy Orton things he's done as a heel. You know what I mean? This way, Gunther gets that build up when he finally confronts him. You know, so
or this is the match because since the Rumble, Randy Orton has not won a pay-per-view premium live event match. Not one. He has been because he's been uber helpful of ever since the Mania with the Bloodline, Cody helping him out. This match will be the straw that breaks his back, where he's like, you know what? The reason I lost is because I've been watching your back instead of watching mine. And then Randy turns heel on Cody or Kevin Owens first.
I could see that. I could see on Cody. I think KO is going to heel turn too, because you expect Randy and KO to just heel turn every 3 weeks. You know what I mean? They're just their nature. They're just
a few months, nature, right?
Yeah. And honestly, well, I mean, Kevin Owens can do both sides, facing heel pretty good. Orton is just a natural, despicable heel. Like there's no. When you see Randy Orton, a good guy, you're always waiting. Okay, here comes the RKO where he heel turned him every single time he walks out to the ring. You know, like you expect him, like when you saw Cody's mom. I was thinking Randy run over and RKO Cody's mom at the end of WrestleMania. That's how much you expect Randy Orton to just do the worst thing possible as a heel. You know,
horrible things, right?
Yeah. So, but
yeah.
So
we're gonna
do match by match, or?
So we had 7 matches, 6 for title and 4 title changes. Personally, I thought the match that the title change was actually long overdue was Logan Paul and LA Knight. LA Knight should have been the United States champion at least 4 months ago. Just my thought on that.
There was a point in that match right before the end that it looked.
Oh, the brainbuster. That brainbuster.
I think. Yeah,
that wasn't supposed to be a brainbuster. That was supposed to be a superplex that got. I think they. Right. I think he was trying to do a superplex, but he stood and he kind of caught him until he tried to make the landing cleaner. And
it was just very, even for like a neophyte like me, I don't know the moves or anything. Just something about it looked sloppy. The way that Logan Paul delivered the blow and how much LA Knight just brushed it off. I mean, it was almost too much of a no-sell.
The knuckle shot, the knuckles.
Yeah.
At the end, the glancing
blow.
I
mean. It's like he hit him with the knucks, and literally, you would have thought that LA Knight became Hulk Hogan. It just like it didn't phase him. I think he could have sold it. Something should have been done different about that.
I saw someone claim, I don't know the truth of it yet, because I only see one person, like one of the wrestling sources, claim that on the brainbuster, one of them actually got a legit injury on the brainbuster. like
Yeah.
like not a major
Logan
injury,
got-
but
Logan got
Yeah, he's-
Logan got yeah. Paul Leck said during the media scrum that Logan got a little banged up.
So did
Jacob.
name at the end. Yeah.
Oh, and the spot of the night for Logan Paul with that top rope, like that was a young AJ
Springboard.
Styles.
Okay, hold
nice.
on. I'm not going to gloss over this. LA Knight is mediocre at best. The way he cannot take a superplex is fucking bullshit. It's bullshit. You are a mediocre piece of garbage if you can't take a superplex off the top rope. You just were dead weight, and it looked like you went limp in the air. What are you doing? You're gonna kill yourself, or you're gonna kill your opponent. You're gonna kill your partner. That's the way it works.
That was Logan Paul's fault.
It's not Logan Paul's fault. No, it's not.
How?
He didn't get his legs over.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Where did you train at wrestling?
Oh my God. Okay.
Don't go here. Don't go here. Don't go.
Then what? Then
Don't go there, dude.
Why?
Don't go there, dude.
You asked my technical opinion, and then you're like, don't go there.
Okay. Well, that. Never mind. Okay, you're right. You're right.
Well, it's a valuable point to be brought up, Ryan. I like I said,
JV, I'm hold on, JV. I'm not trying to be right. I just it was something that looked so bad that, quite frankly, somebody could have been killed.
It's Logan Paul did not get his legs rotated enough, so that's why it looked awkward. It had it was Logan who wasn't. It's Logan who didn't shift his weight.
Who told you that?
Every angle that I saw.
It doesn't work that way, JV. You know, when you're
So,
doing
so are you saying that none of this is Logan Paul's fault, Ryan, from your view?
I didn't say that.
Okay, well then I'm trying to figure out where the middle is, and because you're saying that he didn't sell it, but if he's not under the weight and you can't judge where it's coming from, it would probably look like you weren't trying to sell it.
Wait, hold on. Do you guys believe that the person performing the move has to provide 80% of the power to do the move?
It's a tandem move.
You're doing the move.
It's a tandem move.
It's a tandem move. So it's 50-50. It's like a marriage.
Oh, actually, I think I'm just rewatching it right now.
So as I said, if Logan doesn't get his legs over, it screws up his half of the move.
So Logan Paul's okay.
Oh, I'm watching it.
I'm trying to rewatch it now.
I'm actually watching it right now. I'm watching it slow speed. There's mistakes by both guys, I think. Logan Paul definitely does not move his legs over, but LA Knight is not moving his either. It's like he doesn't get a bounce off. I mean, I'm not saying anything technically correct. He doesn't push off the ropes at all. I'm looking at it now.
Okay, literally. Thank you. That's Brad. That's what I'm going for. All right. So I'm not trying to be grumpy, but I want to be very clear. This is a tandem thing. This is a teamwork thing. And quite frankly, if you miss a step, you can hurt yourself or you hurt somebody else. So Logan Paul still easy.
Ooh, that looks bad. Okay, I'm sorry.
So
I'm agreeing.
Standing on the ropes, Logan Paul is to position to make the landing believable, to direct the landing. You do this, you do this. So when he tells LA Knight, okay, let's go. Logan Paul goes to lift, to direct. He's directing traffic. He's the traffic cop. But LA Knight needs to kick and jump his legs up like this. You don't no, hold on. You don't get this limp dick crap. You have to literally stand on top. No, hold on. You literally have to post as LA Knight on the other side. It's the same thing. It's literally the reverse. So if Logan Paul's like this, LA Knight is on the reverse of this. And when you fall back, you do it as a team, and you have to stick your legs up, and you have to fall vertically for the landing. Because if you do not, you will hurt yourself. You will hurt your opponent, and you will. Okay, so go ahead.
I know I can't show this because it's
reasons.
okay. It's a free screen. I'll show you the free screen if you don't mind. I just free screened the video. How do I share? Here we go. Yeah, don't show that again. All right. Let me see if I can get this right. Okay. All right. So what I'm seeing here, look at his right leg. His right leg is buckling. It's almost like he slipped. He doesn't have like any traction with it.
Can you
Logan Paul,
zoom in?
I don't know if I can zoom in on this. I'm just literally on my YouTube.
Hit the full screen. See if you get full screen. See
good point. Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay,
so look at his leg here. Look at how his leg is. It's almost like his knee buckled, and it happened too fast. Paul's not getting his legs up and over to get the momentum, but I wonder if like he slipped on the rope.
The buckles, yeah.
No,
because his left leg looks better, but his right leg is it's almost like hyperplexing. I mean, this is just I'm spitballing this. I don't know this stuff, but as you slow it down,
okay. I have it in the high def, like my copy of it. Let me see if I share it, and maybe it'll look a little.
Go ahead.
Let me stop my share. But I mean, do you guys see what I'm talking about? Looking at that,
I know I do. Yeah,
just give me
because usually I thought you would have had more time to bring him all the way up and then just lean and fall back instead of like he looking like he slipped and had to throw his momentum back. And
is that a little clearer?
No.
Yeah, you're a little bit clearer on there, but it's bigger than was on mine. But you can definitely see his right leg is definitely not positioned as well as it should be. And
Paul's right leg's is it on a turnbuckle or on the rope with his right leg?
That's on the rope. It's on the rope.
Oh wow!
It's right. Okay. It's close to the turnbuckle.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's just a missed spot that could have been very bad. And and when you go forward and watch how they land, Logan Paul is not on his back.
Neck.
Right.
He's on his neck.
In his shoulder neck area. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I watched this, when I saw what they did, like my perception was that the arena turned into a brain buster was because there was some slippage, and he was trying to they were trying to hold on to each other to try to land safely. Because the mess up happened here, right? Somewhere in here, whatever both one of them messed up, and that they were trying to recover. So not so much to make a good looking brain buster, it just looked that way, but to land as least damaging as possible, like not on either guy's directly on the head or directly on a joint or something, like it was a recovery that made it look bad. But like whatever broke it down in here, you could claim, so that's again, it's maybe getting bogged down in the details because there was a minor injury, but no one got crippled. And honestly, it did, so.
But going back and look at it now, I'm totally understanding what Ryan's talking about.
Yeah.
Because I didn't. Honestly, it happened too fast.
And I'm not an LA Knight guy. I'm not. I've said it before. He's getting his title because he got to push for himself. So they're gonna get the money out of what he got the push going. You know what I mean? And then I don't know.
And it's also to put the title on a full-time talent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep.
So,
all right.
But honestly, I thought it was a decent match. I think Logan Paul's. I think he's pretty impressive. I mean,
yeah,
he doesn't do this
for a while.
Not his job.
Yes.
It's entertaining. I mean, it's not like
is that.
It's not like what the hell is the dude's name that they threw the belt on from Ready to Rumble movie? David
Arquette.
Yeah,
Don't do my man David. Don't do David
Arquette.
like that. Don't do David. Don't do David like that. Don't do my man David.
David
like that.
did not want that. He's a legit wrestling fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's involved in wrestling now in a legit way, by the way, if you can go follow
Yeah.
us.
Right.
Although a little trivia for this match, LA Knight was the first guy of the night to make someone a victim of the Prime Hydration Station.
I actually supported that because, quite frankly, I hate the Prime.
Is that an
Logo
energy
and
drink?
the-
Is that what that is?
It is. It is.
They're paying.
It's a high hydration drink.
No,
They're
it's
paying for that
not.
spot just so wrestlers
Wait,
can
I thought it
smash
was-
each other with those drinks, though. That's what they're paying for that spot for.
I mean, yes, JV's right. It's a hydration drink, but it's literally like Gatorade pumped full of I don't know, a massive amount
The
of
potassium.
caffeine.
And
Yeah,
was it
potassium. No, potassium.
the last event where Kevin Owens, I called it, picked up the big bottle and like smashing people with it.
That was hilarious.
I love
That
that.
was funny.
That was pure Kevin Owens.
All right.
Come on with that.
So sometimes, JV, I'm never gonna call you mom because apparently mom and dad fight. I want to talk about this one. This is something that
Okay.
You're not gonna call me mom, or vice versa.
No,
Come
don't.
on, me.
Don't.
That's
Actually,
wrong.
I'm sorry. All right.
I was gonna say while y'all working that, I was gonna say I didn't get to say this, but I gotta give JB his props. He called 7 out of 7 for all the matches. I'm nothing if not fair. I'm just gonna give him his props for calling all 7. If you do that shit again, I'm gonna call you Joker Damas and swear to God that you work for WWE.
Honestly, the only one I thought he could have been wrong on was Nia Jax.
I know.
Yeah,
I was
that was
holding
no.
out for that one.
That
I was
is-
really holding out for that one.
That is the one I had the least confidence in.
Got it. That checks. Okay.
So
And I thought it was gonna be a different ending for a bit there.
Yeah.
I admit I like the
No.
ending of that where Nia was just
Yes.
like just crushed her.
There
I
was just
didn't.
there was a look on her
sucked.
face. Sorry.
All right.
The
well,
bonsai drop.
She did a double
Just a
double
bonsai drop.
Power slam and a double bonsai,
Bonsai
drop.
drop.
Basically. Yeah,
Yep.
I like when a wrestler of Nia's type wins in dominating physical fashion. Not where they
Yes.
roll someone up,
Okay.
but where they luck out and I want to see a physical wrestler like Nia physically crush someone at the end of the match.
I just thought Yokozuna.
Yeah.
Yokozuna.
like that's wrestling to type in a good way.
Yokozuna.
You know,
The Rikishi. I mean, they're all the same family. So
wasn't all the women doing the stink face now? It's like in
I
town, I
don't-
saw it on Raw,
that-
I saw it
that
on
I
this.
don't know.
Are they all Rikishi
That-
fans? It's like all the women of WWE not dedicated to Rikishi.
Well,
Hold on.
okay. Well. In Nia, well,
I'm not
in
going to say
Nia's
the
case,
dirty
she
comment I thought
is-
of.
Well, in Nia's case, she is related, so maybe.
Alex says, why did they do that to Bailey? I mean, I
Also-
understand why they did it to Bailey,
Had
but
to.
the way they
I'll tell
did
you
it to
what.
Bailey was lazy. It was lazy. I don't like it. Quite frankly, I don't. This body. I'm gonna say sorry to everybody. This
Go ahead.
body positivity bullshit. Nia Jax weighs more than Rikishi did at his height. Yes, she does.
Damn, really?
Yes.
Well, he's joking.
240?
I get the
No, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not joking. Look at her.
She
She's a
was like my
fucking
weight.
planet. She's a fucking planet, dude. Are you serious?
I don't disagree, but she was not Rikishi. Rikishi was like my weight.
She's
Okay, so
she's listed at 6'240".
She ain't
Yeah.
6 foot
She
shit,
needs- she needs
She's
to
like
lose
For
some
5'10".
six
weight.
feet. I mean, that's not bad.
and she weighs probably like 260.
She needs to
Hey,
lose
I,
about
I
45.
like it when people list
Yeah.
higher that way, so I can increase my height.
Yeah,
Also,
they-
like how-
look, hey, hold on. Also, WWE, WWF, they all pump the stats up. So she's look. This
So
was
does that include the weight then?
yes, yeah, it does.
Okay, so then if they're pumping up the weight, Nia actually weighs less than 240 then.
I said up, not down. Doesn't make sense, dude.
But he's
No.
saying if they want
She
everyone
weighs-
taller and way heavier, she might be weighing less than what you're saying.
No, what Joker's saying is they're listing it at a higher weight than she actually
Yeah.
is.
No,
They pump up
he's
the
a
weight.
higher weight than they're actually listing.
Regardless of either way, Nia could. Stand to lose.
Wait, hold on. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, all of a sudden, we're having like an argument. Like, where are we getting wrong?
I'm not
on this one?
arguing.
We're just saying it might be different the way you're thinking. That's all.
Okay, so congratulations.
Can we just? How about we all just say she's a big chick?
I'm okay with
She's a
that.
big girl.
She's a big girl who can stand to lose.
Tall
Big
glass
girl.
of
I
water.
would agree with that.
It was a bullshit win. Quite frankly, y'all know that.
Yeah, it didn't. It wasn't a good story.
They had to get the belt
it's
up to
certain,
reality.
but-
That's what and get Nia out of the way, so to speak.
It's just gonna move into Nia versus Charlotte, because Nia does not have to worry about Tiffy in the bank. She has to worry about Charlotte in the bank, because whenever Charlotte comes back from an injury or something, she is immediately put.
No,
into a
that's my
championship.
fault. That's my fault. I'm a retard.
Yo, hold on, real quick. So JV, how long does that give Nia Jax with the belt before it becomes an issue with Charlotte? I mean, just projecting what 3 months, 4 months.
It's gonna all depend on when Charlotte now returns. I mean, that could be as soon as a month, and we could have a Charlotte Nia at Survivor's Series.
So whenever she comes back, Nia is automatically dropping the straps. What you're saying?
It is going to happen to serve.
Wow.
Because they're gonna pad Charlotte's stats, because they want Charlotte to get to 16 titles to tie her father.
Gotcha.
So when she beats Nia, she immediately gets cashed in on by Tiffany. That is still a 15th title reign, one closer to Ric Flair.
Okay, Matt, my apologies. I was trying to remove the thing you were sharing.
Okay, no big deal.
I didn't realize that it kicked you out. All of it, like literally all of you.
I thought that was like my intro, because all the streamers.
No, it was me.
Yeah, mine did that too.
So just to continue with the Nia thing, though, we have a whole next generation of WWE female talent coming in that will make the Nias the mid carders of the future. There's no
Correct.
I mean, Charlotte Flair is at the end of her career essentially. We have still some of the younger Io Skies who still can compete. Tiffany, but the level of female talent coming in: Roxy Perez, Yulia, Stephanie Wakour, and there's another one down there who they did.
Delta.
Delta. You're going to see, like my girl here, Thunder Rosa. That level of talent is going to be in WWE. Probably a year from now, Joker, maybe 8 months, something like that.
I give Stephanie and Julia, once they arrive in NXT, minimum a year.
Stephanie's already doing WWE house shows, by the way. She's on at least 3 of them that I'm told about. So, so Cora Jade Revenge. Cora Jade is a little injury prone. She's kind of like Dakota Kai. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, Nia is going to be a solid mid carder who helps put people over. She's getting off one push she maybe deserves recently, and then she'll be done. I mean, I'm not going to lose sleep over Nia Jax holding this top for 5 months or whatever, 3 months, 4 months. No,
I hope it's 2 weeks because quite frankly, her cardiovascular system can't handle it. So,
to have one comment about that, I did like Nia pulling out that Cobra clutch and looked like she was grinding it in. That was another little cool thing. I thought whoever called that match, probably Bailey's calling the match, but it's like, Nia, get me in the clutch and look like you're trying to break my neck.
Right. And then they had shades of
There was a big pop when sorry, Joe, go ahead, sorry.
And then they had shades. They had shades of NXT, I believe NXT London, where Bailey had Nia in the guillotine. That was a good, nice looking sequence there.
And the crowd popped big time when Bailey lifted Nia off the buckle and powerbombed her. The crowd was like, I mean, Bailey might have lost 2 or 3 vertebrae in there, but
right. And I said from the word jump, this is going to be a dull match, because the biggest pop in the entire match was when you heard Stratton's music hit. That was the biggest pop of the entire match.
Pretty much.
So, one thing not on but SummerSlam that I was really glad to see on Raw was the in-ring debut of the Wyatt Six. It wasn't spooky. It wasn't smoke and mirrors. It was just a straight wrestling match, and these guys were just stone cold killers, and that's what it should be. Yeah. These guys are just wearing masks, but these are wrestlers. And these aren't monsters. These aren't ghosts. There's nothing supernatural. Just go in and take care of it. Take care of business. And they came out to Bray Wyatt's theme, Shatter. Wonderful, great touch.
I would like, if Alexa Bliss really is going to be the 6th member still, if they're still going with that, I would like them to go back to the gimmick, part of Bray Wyatt's gimmick that they dropped very early on, which is the cult. And that you see Alexa Bliss get kidnapped and indoctrinated, like in vignettes for a few weeks. So to like make her like play into their psychology, what they do, because they're a psychological horror gimmick right now. So there's no supernatural.
I really hope they would just do that to Jade Cargill and just put her with the team. I really hope that they would do that with her instead. I really hope so.
Why would you hurt the Wyatt Six like that?
I'm trying to help her. Okay, I'm trying to help her.
Help Jade.
All I'm saying. Help Jade. Yes. I'm trying
to help Jade.
I'm just saying, like, hey, yes.
Okay. Help Jade.
You can provide pro bono elsewhere. You know that, Ego.
Dude, you're the attorney. I mean, I prefer pro bono medical work. You do the legal.
Yeah, well, that's still
send her down to NXT. That's how you help her.
I agree and understand. I'm just saying, if you can leave her there, just put her with them over there. Okay.
I'm still forgetting. I'm sorry. I'm confused on just 2 things. Who were the other 2 dudes? I know Eric Rowan. I know Bo Dallas. Nikki.
Joe Casey.
Okay.
God damn it. What the fuck, StreamYards?
Joe is Huskus the Pig Good Boy. He is a call up from NXT.
Okay.
The guy with the dreads. The guy with the dreads is Dexter Loomis, who was part of the Way with Johnny Gargano, LeRae, and Indy Hartwell.
Right. So he was the one who married Indy Hartwell on NXT.
Correct.
So how is
in kayfabe? Yes.
Yeah. So how is he? I don't know how the other. I mean, I totally get Rowan. I get Bo. Nikki Cross, fine. She was always, fringe character. But I don't know Joe Gacy. But how does Dexter? I mean, I know Dexter Loomis was kind of like a serial killer anyway. But how did
people left him? They left him. They forgot him.
Okay.
These are like the
ass off. That Bo Dallas's promo. Right. Okay.
Hold up. You have to believe.
You have to believe.
Just say believe or believe.
Believe.
You know what? That'd be so funny. That'd be so funny if they incorporated no, that's too dark to have the shuttle going in the air and exploding. That's too dark.
Yeah, too dark.
Wait, what? Doesn't make any sense.
Remember when he did believe, he had the shuttle lifting off into the air as part of his promo, the video.
Yeah.
I think I missed that one.
Yeah.
I mean,
was the
this
thing.
is Uncle Howdy is here to stay. I mean, you can't bring back any more members because they're dead.
On.
So it's like,
Well,
The only one, like Joker said, is Alexa. Or is it Matt? I forget which one you guys said.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
But honestly, I don't know if she's coming back.
She's been training.
Okay.
She has been training. She just showed on her Instagram post that the pink is back. The pink is back in her hair. So,
That just means she's going to Disney.
well. I mean, she does that a lot too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like the rumor is because she wants in on the gimmick, or back before she left, she wanted, like she likes this gimmick, the Wyatt gimmick, right?
Mhm.
So if
Yes.
she is going to be number 6, right? I would prefer they pull out the cult thing and like have them kidnap and indoctrinate her for weeks away as vignettes. You have the storytelling element, not that just she shows up as Sister Abigail, basically in the Sister Abigail outfit, or type of thing. Like she's like they because obviously we're beyond the point where you can do supernatural gimmick in WWE, so they have to do psychological
Bullshit.
horror gimmicks or whatever,
Bullshit.
Like,
Correct.
no bullshit.
Correct.
No bullshit. People do not like this MMA style garbage. They want the supernatural gimmicks. They want The Rock. They want Stone Cold Steve Austin. They want Bray Wyatt. They want these supernatural gimmicks. The biggest superstars in the history of the world are supernatural gimmicks.
well, when I say beyond, I mean that they're not doing it. Not that I don't want to see that. It's the reason I watch
well-
TNA, because they have supernatural gimmicks all the time over there. I like them. So
But literally, everybody knows Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Kane, The Undertaker, Bray Wyatt, like Mankind. These are all gimmicks. We want the gimmicks. And if WWE under Paul Levesque is going to go backwards, he is literally shooting himself so far up the dick, it's coming out his asshole.
I
Very
don't know.
scripted.
Gotta
Wow.
do the gimmicks. They want
Very,
the
very
gimmicks.
Every measurable metric says otherwise. So
What did he okay.
money. They're making more money than they ever have.
Okay,
Ever.
so The Rock came back, the Wyatt Six came back, and and the Undertaker made an appearance at WrestleMania.
Yeah, for 2 seconds. For two seconds. Okay.
Dude.
I'm
And-
trying to figure, are you talking about like gimmick or mystique? I mean, I understand like you do supernatural with the Wyatt Six, Bray Wyatt, but I'm like Stone Rock. That's more like mystique than gimmick to me.
No, it's all gimmick. It's what I was at when I was at NXT. They called it a gimmick because they were trying to at that
Right.
time compete with what is it? Jesus
When were
Christ.
you NXT? What years?
Impact, TNA.
2015.
Right when they
to
changed.
2018. Yeah.
Right when they
Would
changed.
have been ROH and end of TNA.
FCW to NXT.
Yeah, but that time period would have been end of TNA and ROH would have been the big rivals, so to speak. And AEW started about 2 years after that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they
2019.
they were leading away from their quote gimmicks, from again like these personas. They were going for this like realistic MMA, and it's like, you're not MMA. You'll never be UFC. Never ever. You won't compete with them. You can't do it. It doesn't work. John Cena's a gimmick. John Cena's a person turned up to volume. The Rock, the same thing. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Kane is very much a gimmick. So I don't know what they're doing. It
So is
doesn't make
Roman
sense.
Reigns.
Mayor Glenn Jacobs is a gimmick as well.
No, he's just a mayor.
I know.
Like,
I know.
Yeah. Like I said, Triple H is doing reasonably well. Let's see where he takes it in a year or two. Maybe he will. Maybe if Wyatt's do well, he'll get a little more supernatural with them. Who knows? I mean, with is it Lufa, the parent company of? I'm trying to remember the
TKO.
TKO, and then So there's a big marketing
Endeavor,
research and all that, Endeavor and all that. So I think WWE can gain synergy from their research and being.
I didn't. Ego.
It's okay, dude. My goddamn internet, man. Like your thing just shut me out. Said I had no internet. Then it's like, oh, just kidding. You have internet now. Go back in.
Sounds like Tweaky from Buck Rogers.
Whoa. Ego.
Yeah.
No camera. Speak.
Yes. What happened?
Turn the camera off so you get more bandwidth.
Yeah.
Oh, turn the camera off?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you get more bandwidth.
I got it.
I have no idea how this stuff works, guys. Go ahead.
It sounds better.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah. You were Roboto.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Thanks.
But so
okay.
I do have one or two other points about the SummerSlam itself. Just a general points. I wasn't sure if because it was an outdoor arena and they couldn't mic the crowd properly, or if WWE just wasn't transmitting the crowd noise. Because that started with Vince where they was suppressing the crowd noise because it wasn't going the way he wanted and all that. But I got the impression that like either the crowd wasn't like as stoked as they were for say either WrestleMania or Backlash or some recent AEWs and whatever. Like I felt the crowd noise was lower. I don't know if that was because it wasn't being piped into us properly or they were deliberately lowering the crowd noise. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to judge the crowd.
That's the one drawback to open air air stadiums is the noise just goes up.
And also, we're clearly in the post Vince era when we see bleeding in matches and we see big guys doing high flying moves. You know what those are capable of it. So
what was with Gunther? He came out and he was like already had some injury on him before he was even bleeding.
That was from the match. That was from the match he had the Monday prior with Finn. They had a slap fest, and those were bruises he got from Finn.
Okay. And if you're wondering why we're seeing chop fest all over the past 3 to 5 weeks, because Jericho and Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pitbull from in New Japan, had a 40-minute. It was a great match where they chopped the shit out of each other, like bleeding chests. Like it was a great match, but like that Jericho is willing to do that. But ever since then, there have been chops all over all the wrestling federations, like left and right. Didn't Raw we had a triple chop on Raw last night or something like 2 nights ago? Like three, who was that? The match I'm thinking of? And then you've had women doing chops. Like I was like, whoa, that's usually painful for them compared to men.
Change it to WWE chop.
Yeah, so we're in like the chop fest era since that Jericho Tomohiro Ishii match from Dynamite about a month ago. One other thing on where is it? I had one other. Gerald delivered a better choke slam than Damian Priest. I was laughing. Like I know he got help from what.
Thank you, Austin Theory. Thank you, Austin Theory. He sold that like there's no tomorrow.
But Jelly Roll, I was like, holy crap, Jelly Roll looked good. And I mean, I hate because Undertaker is my all-time favorite wrestler. I could watch him chokeslam like 15,000 times in a row, like on videos. I love him so much. And watching Damian Priest do his stupid like
South of Heaven
chokeslam, it looks like he's not even into it.
Sit down chokeslam.
Yeah,
it's a sit down chokeslam. That's what it is.
It is.
And it just frustrates me, Like one other comment. Triple H. So when Triple H came out, I played it back and I thought I heard. You guys remember the Karate Kid movie when one of the Cobra Kai goes, "You're gonna need a body bag," to Daniel. I can swear to God, someone in the crowd when Triple H walked by and there was a mic yelled that out just at that exact second. You're gonna need a body bag for him.
Did you see
crazy.
any of the pre-game show where Triple H is? I think it was like the day before. Triple H is out there, and he's got Michael Cole out there, and they're both doing the spit take. And Michael Cole
that was
just
awful.
spits all over Triple H,
and then pours the water on him too. It was like,
so, are we ready to do a top 5?
Yes, we are.
Let's do it.
All right.
but we didn't even talk about
Top
Roman.
5.
That's interesting.
Nobody cares.
well, okay.
Yeah,
One last,
I know.
Okay.
one last comment.
Okay. Everyone
The end. To
everyone
that,
expected Roman.
Yeah.
Everyone, it was expected, and it was exactly what I expected it to be. So it delivered what it was supposed to.
And what happened to Seth Rollins on Monday night is what I expect that to happen last night on SummerSlam night. That with someone crushing him after it, you know.
Oh, with a Bronson Reed?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So this week's top 5 is top 5 wasted potential. These are WWE talents that either never got the recognition they should, or should have been a lot higher on the card than they ever were. Next week, we're going to do, because of recency bias and the return of Roman Reigns, top 5 WWE returns of all time. And then after that, we're going to do 2 weeks. We're going to do what Ryan wanted, the top 5 worst and best entrance themes.
Yeah.
Which that should be a
Worst and best, or worst and then best?
worst, top 5 worst
Okay.
1 week, and then top 5
Okay,
best.
Okay.
The next week.
Okay.
Okay, so
I just like
for
specifics.
our number 5.
All right. I'm set.
Oh shit!
I have notes.
Sorry, my bad. Hold on, real quick.
Do you just hold up a whole like thesis there, Rob?
Basically, yes, he
decided
does.
actually-
he asked,
I decided to prepare my
I hate-
he
argument.
asked me like,
Okay.
are we ready?
I
Yep.
am
You go, you
ready
set?
with a. There you go.
I guarantee no one's gonna. People are gonna be like, "Are you kidding
Okay,
me?"
we're all ready. In 3, 2, 1, reveal. What we got here? We got Tyler Breeze. Okay. Nice. Tajiri. Sasha Banks. Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Now,
Interesting.
before you guys give your
Um,
reasons, I have a question. So, when you cite these guys, you're talking about their time in WWE proper, right?
Yep.
Not the
Correct.
fact that WWE bought
Correct.
a federation that they were in and how they were good or bad there. Just
Correct.
okay.
And just so we're clear,
Yeah.
that includes people moving up from NXT, because that's what I was factoring. I'm not talking
Correct.
WC. I'm talking like NXT considered part of WWE.
Correct. Main roster.
That's
Main roster.
exactly why I asked these questions this morning.
Okay. Ego, I'll let you go with the multiple women's champion, Sasha Banks.
Mercedes Moné.
Mercedes
Ego, you go, girlfriend.
You know what? All right. So I will say that out of the 5 that I have, 4 are actually all on the NXT roster. I start with Sasha Banks. Mainly for the fact that she never should have been able to leave the WWE for AEW. I'm counting her first 3 title reigns she had. She lost to Charlotte Flair each time with a reign of 27 days, 27 days, 20 days. Each time she lost with Charlotte, that's out of the 14 she has, at least 3 that I have on here are from Charlotte on here. How do you supposed to have a 5-woman champion, but your reign is no longer than 4 weeks? It's a waste of potential. Not only did she have the cachet, she was good on the mic, she was NXT, she was homegrown, she is the cousin to one of Mount Rushmore's rappers of all time, so she at least had the Boomer, Gen X, and Zoomer generation. And yet, every time that she would seemingly win her championship, either the next night or 3 weeks later, she's dropping the strap to Charlotte Flair. To me, that's wasted potential. Her reign should have lasted longer. Feuds probably could have gone longer with Charlotte, if not other women's wrestlers on there. And it should have been no reason that she should have left. And to me, that's wasted potential.
Okay. Ryan, I'm actually very interested in I'm actually very interested in your pick because I love that guy. So please, I want to hear this.
I do too. So the reason I picked Tajiri is he was someone who came in during the Attitude Era, and he was just this Japanese buzzsaw. That's what they call him.
Mm-hmm.
He was so good. He was fast. He was incredible. But at the same time, though, he literally could sell like there was no tomorrow. And the one thing that he did in wrestling history was literally spit the green mist. And he literally,
right.
Yeah. He literally spit that. And one of the most recognizable matches I ever saw, where was Tajiri was kind of like joking around and stuff like that, and he spit the mist and in Jonathan Coach's face, and literally this is going to be something that's probably in wrestling history. Tajiri, and JR said this. He's like, King said, "Well, welcome to Raw, Tajiri." He's like, and JR was like, going, "Tajiri, you just stepped in and you tracked it right in the house." Like going, Kane is a human assault vehicle. When the explosion, he literally had this face. It was so incredible. But so he was not only somebody who could literally perform, just in martial arts and stuff like that. He could sell like it was going out of style. It was a lot of fun. It was so much fun.
Nice. I'll go next. Lance Storm, one of the first people that I saw when one of the first people that I noticed that was the signifying of the invasion was Lance Storm. Just jumped at it, and I'm like, and I'm watching Raw, and I'm like, why is Lance Storm here? Now, Lance Storm was a graduate of the Hart Dungeon. His time in WCW had ranked up. He was starting to get into the main event picture, in the buyout, and then the invasion angle happened. Lance Storm got as high as the Intercontinental Championship, which was kind of where the tail end of it, when it was not being considered a very serious title. He held that. Lance Storm was a machine, an absolute machine in the ring. Lance Storm, however, was cursed with resting sourpuss face. And unfortunately, the WWF already had a Canadian who was a technician who had resting sourpuss face, only he was a lot more roided up. So the highest he got was the Intercontinental Championship. He tag teamed with Christian a few times, with Test as the Un-Americans, and won 4 tag team titles. Never really got to the prominence that he should have. So, Lance Storm, underused talent. Duke Devil, Tyler Breeze.
I've always liked Tyler Breeze. I've enjoyed.
Hold on, who?
Tyler Breeze.
All right.
Maybe you knew him as Mike Dalton.
Well,
So what I've liked about Tyler Breeze is kind of honestly what he's not done in the ring. Kind of enjoy his kind of up down shtick. But this is a guy who kind of got stuck with what happens to a lot of people. I think they get stuck with humor gimmick. Tyler Breeze, of course, was not a big guy. In FCW, I think he was the FCW champion for a bit under the name Mike Dalton, and then in NXT he got his Prince Pretty gimmick, his vain narcissistic selfie gimmick. I think that could have been a very good prick gimmick, just to piss people off. He's not a big guy at the same time, and I'm saying that, and believe me, I am not comparing this in any way, but I'm just saying physically he's more in line with a Shawn Michaels as opposed to like a Randy Orton. He's a smaller guy, but he's very physically capable, and I think he had a pretty decent run in NXT. He became recognized. He had some very good matches, but when he got up to the main roster, he just went up and went on a losing streak. He wasn't even pushed on the mid card. He got teamed up with Fandango, and literally they then became Breezango, and he was just part of a comedy duo, the Fashion Police. He never got a chance to go back to being a singles competitor. He had a very decent run in NXT as a singles competitor. I'm not saying he would have been any world champion, but he could have been a solid contender with his personality, with his charisma, and just being the natural prick on an intercontinental belt or just champion belt. It never worked out for him. For whatever reason, he got shuffled into You Are Now the Joke. And this is a guy who I thought had a very decent physicality, could put on a decent match, and would have at least been decent to put on some good mid-card lower level championship matches, but he never got that opportunity. He was always shuffled just to You're a Joke. And I think that's very common with probably a lot of the people that we're saying here, like Chijiri. I think Chijiri is fun as hell. I think he's a legit good wrestler, but he became a joke as well. And I think that happens a lot with a lot of the guys. We're probably going to see it a lot with the people we talk about.
All right, Matt, you're up.
Man, with 3 of these 4 picks, it's like you could have done a whole other show of worst decisions by Vince McMahon of all time. It's like
we could just retitle this episode "Worst Decisions."
Yeah.
Well.
Okay. Well, so looking at the 3-pointer is going to be Lance Storm. Okay.
Fair.
So just because, well, it should say something that Vince gave a bigger push to Francine and Sonny than he did to Lance Storm and Just Incredible. It should say something. But you made some great points about Lance Storm, Joker. The guy had the resume of a WWE superstar with the Heart Dungeon, and he had the crisp, clean body that WWE likes, and all that sort of stuff. And so that you made great points for the 3-pointer. He's currently working as either a match producer or a booker for TNA. By the way, if he's retired.
Correct.
Yeah. 2-pointer is Tajiri. And if I were biased, Tajiri is one of my top 15 all-time favorite wrestlers. I like the guy is amazing. Do you remember him super crazy? And I think Mikey Whipwreck in a 3-way dance. They called for chairs. The entire audience drew all the chairs in the arena into and they just went with it. He kept going with all the chairs. Tajiri again, a guy came when he got over the WWE. You thought he would work well with the style there, like you were saying, and something happened. I don't know. Because they had Muda, W had Muda in the early 90s, and they did well with him. They knew what to do with that type of talent. You know what I mean? And why it failed, again, a whole other thing. We could blame Vince for everything, but now the 1-pointer, it's Tyler Breeze. Again, the 3, I don't see. Well, okay, you mentioned good points, Ego.
All right.
But I don't know that she's a disappointing. How was the phrase? I don't know if she's as disappointing as these 3. You know what I mean?
Okay, that is fair. At least it's coming for consideration. I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right. ready.
Hold on.
Alex clearly remembers Just Incredible. Not just the coolest,
Yeah, no,
not
that's
just
all
the
right.
best, just incredible. And just as high as
Oh
a kite.
my
Right.
God! Just
Are we
imagine. Does anyone know the name worked out? No. Sorry. I'm sad.
I'm ready.
Ego, you ready? Ryan, you ready?
Yep.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, reveal. The Revival, MVP,
Raven.
Samoa Joe, Raven. Okay. Let's go. Oh, the Revival. Yeah, that's a good one. Duke, we'll go with you first, Brad.
All right, so let's talk about the Revival. And I'm trying to remember. So they were Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson. I literally had to write this down because I forget their names. They changed. They had been on the indie circuit together. They worked together, and then they came into the NXT, and they were labeled the Mechanics. Eventually, they became known as a Revival. And when you watched their matches in NXT, you had some solid matches. And the thing I remember was no flips, just fists. These guys were brawlers. That's what they did. They were good, solid wrestlers who just beat people with the skill and strength. And that was their gimmick. And I went, I had to go back and check the history and everything. And the big match, of course, 2017, another great tag team in NXT, DIY, 2017, NXT TakeOver, the 2 out of 3. I think it was labeled, it was a match of the year. And I remember watching it because that's when I was getting into NXT a little bit, watching DIY, and both teams put on a great job. Absolutely. And the Revival is just like they're hard brawlers. And then it was time to go up to the roster. Now they had their debut got a little sidetracked because one of them, I forget which one, got a broken jaw in a match. So that slowed him down. But I really think that the brawler personality did not work because at the upper roster, I feel like this I think was the distinction between NXT and Raw back in the day. I think NXT was a little more indie style. I think that's when Triple H was running it back then, having a little more indie style and the brawler mentality. Just the no nonsense attitude that worked for them. When they got up to the main roster, it didn't work. No flips, no fists no flips, just fists didn't work because people want to see the flips. You think back to the old days of the Hardys and everything. So they actually started asking for the release around 2019. And I think, if I recall, they tried to appease him. They gave him the Raw Championship. They gave him the SmackDown Championship. And I went back and found where is it? I had this written down somewhere. So I guess at one point, Vince was trying to give them a new gimmick, and they gave him some characters they didn't think were flattering. The designs are terrible. They were in bright colors. It was not who they were. And I think that's where the talent of the Revival was lost because they're solid wrestlers. They had their gimmick, and Vince was trying to push something on them, and that's what Vince did. So what happened afterwards? They finally got the release like a year, 18 months after they first asked for it. They go on to AEW. I think they're in New Japan. They're winning championships, and they're going back to who they were, their basic mentality, and they're succeeding. They're winning the fans, and the people like them because that's who they are. The way that they work best for a lot of wrestlers is being true to who you are. The gimmick works best when it's who you are. And like we were talking earlier, the gimmick dialed up to 11. This is who they are. They weren't allowed to do that. These are solid, good wrestlers who are championship tag teams, and they just weren't given that opportunity under the management at the time.
Okay. I'll go next. Raven. This was, at one point, the ECW World Champion. This was the face of the company. Then, as Paul Heyman said, he made the biggest mistake of his life. he went to WCW. He went to a place where they never really truly understood his character. And in WCW, he got as high as, again, the United States Championship, the second highest championship, and was making noise, knocking on the main event circuit. Then the invasion happened. And if Eric Bischoff did not understand the character of Raven, Vince McMahon really didn't understand the character of Raven. Vince McMahon took one look at his look and said, hardcore champion, hardcore division. That's not even the mid card. That's the undercard. You talk about the hot potato of hot potato championships. Raven held the hardcore title, the only title he ever held in WWF, 26 times. That's all he would ever be, because no one from the creative understood this character of Raven. Vince McMahon just saw a look and said, this is where you are, this is where you're going to be, and you're stuck here. Absolute waste of a talent. This guy could absolutely go. Ryan, MVP.
All right, it's my turn. Here we go. So, kind of piggybacking off what JV said, MVP was underutilized. He came in like a hot topic. It was like Montel Vontavious Porter, MVP, like the MVP of the best and stuff like that. But kind of like what JV said, and I do agree, is that Vince McMahon screwed shit up. Now, I'm not saying that Vince McMahon screwed it all up, because quite frankly, Raven held the hardcore title. So did Kane. So did The Rock. So did Mankind. Stone Cold Steve Austin. But anyway, long story short, MVP and Mr. Kennedy.
Oh my God.
Took on the Brothers of Destruction in the most epic way. And it was so much fun. And MVP did literally it wasn't a Hell in a Cell. What is it? It was a Inferno match. MVP did an Inferno match with Kane. Kane, literally like 6'10". I'm 6'4". And I see literally eye level with his nose. An Inferno match as the Brothers of Destruction. And it was incredible. It was something that we had not seen in almost a decade. Kind of like when Hell in a Cell happened with Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Kurt Angle, and Rikishi and all that. It was one of those things that you're like going, holy shit. They lit MVP on fire. And it waned. It waned because Kane was a bigger superstar. And they did not know what to do with MVP. And that sucks. That's my shtick, and I'm sticking to it.
Ego. Samoa Joe.
All right. So I got this. So I know that he'd been in the game since he was 20-99. So I'm only going to take this from his NXT debut on. Again, 4 out of the 5 people that I'm choosing were all NXT products that were put on the main roster. So I'm like this. I'll give you a timeline at just like the precipitous drop in the underutilization of Samoa Joe. Basically, when he was in NXT, he wanted to be the NXT champ in April 2016. Winds up having a beef with Nakamura while he was there in 2016. They had the wrestling matches for about maybe 3 or 4 months before Nakamura defeats him in a title defense in December 2016, where he makes his Raw debut in January of 2017. So basically, I guess the big one that I'm counting is Extreme Rules in 2017. He beat in a fatal, I'm guessing, four-way with what Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Bray Wyatt. So you're telling me the guy that wins that kind of match would say, hey, there's a lot of forward momentum in this guy. He must want to be the guy because he took down what I would consider top cards. Finn Balor would be like mid to high on there, right? So after that, he goes on to lose to Brock. Okay, fine, understandable. In July 2017, then he winds up going on a 3-month losing streak to AJ Styles at SummerSlam, Hell in a Cell, Super Showdown, and the Crown Jewel. So he has 4 straight losses to AJ Styles, who was, I guess, the I don't know if it was Universal Champ at that time. So you build this guy as a super big threat. He comes in after being NXT champion, wins in a fatal 5-way, and then he winds up losing to Brock and then AJ Styles 4 times. By the time that he winds up being the U.S. champion in March of 2019, we're talking about he beat guys like R-Truth, Rey Mysterio, and Andrade, and then lost the shit 2 months later to Rey Mysterio. So to tell me that you went from facing off against some of the top talent to losing your United States Championship to Rey Mysterio, you can't be taken seriously. And it's no wonder that, injuries notwithstanding, he let do it go in 2022 and then goes on to win the World Championship in AEW a year later. So for that, I'm saying that's wasted talent to me, especially so when you build me so high up on to beat these top guys only to lose the strap to like Rey Mysterio. And I love Rey Mysterio. I'm just saying at 6'2", 280, how are you going to lose to a guy that's my height and my weight? All I'm saying. That automatically says, hey, wasted talent to me.
All right. Matt, you're up.
Ego hit a home run with his. So that's a 3-pointer. I don't know if you heard me talking about it a few weeks ago with you guys could all like the VOVs, the victims of Vince. 7 of your 8 picks have been the VOVs. Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be a theme, I imagine.
Yeah. And
too.
Samoa Joe you brought it up like he's when the matches he was in and for the amount of money you can make with this guy, he was everything Roman Reigns wanted. But anything Vince wanted Roman Reigns, well, he had in Samoa Joe. But that's my input. But I said after I picked the 3-pointers because you hit it a lot with that one. 2-pointer. The shocker here, it's even though Raven is my favorite wrestler of the 2, it's MVP is the 2-pointer because that dude has talent, and you brought it up. Like I don't mean he has legit. He's a legit MMA guy, a legit soccer player, if I remember, or soccer or lacrosse, one of the 2. And he could do the mic. He's good on the mic. That's what I had him with. What's that big guy they had him with the last couple of years?
Omos.
Yeah. So. And for them to have wasted, like you said, for them to have wasted what they can do with him, man, another victim of Vince, And then the 1-pointer is Raven. Like you said, you brought all the reasons up, Joker, the understanding his character and all that. So that's your 1-pointer. And I'll say why you didn't get it with the rival in a second. But on Raven, just briefly, I was going to mention at the end, I saw 2 reports in the last week. He's not doing very well. So you guys can wish him well or prayers, whatever you want to say. He's about to turn 60, and it's been reported he's having, like, we would say post-concussion problems, but like mental deterioration, possible. Some will say might be like this. All right now, we're getting rumors from his friends of all the possible things causing his deterioration. Some say multiple sclerosis. Some say like early onset Alzheimer's. Like, don't know, but he's obviously not doing very well. So if you want to give a prayer out there to him or whatever, however your well wish for people, because he gave his career for us. We all enjoyed
way
him.
too young for that.
Yeah,
way too young.
Very.
And as to the revival and why you in part was because like they had great picks, but again, victim of Vince. It's like it's you make great points for your stuff, but that Ego, you hit it right on the head with Samoa Joe in a way that like I was impressed in a good way that you did. For the young guy who didn't see as much wrestling as some of us, you really got it with like the level of misses with the talent they had, which is crazy. Like you all know this. Like I don't want to steal this, but the level of like when you got talent and I've been saying Vince had a stroke in 2003 or something because from then till he left the company, the number of misses on people that should have been money, like Tajiri, and on and on. It's crazy.
All right.
Honestly, I
there
have no
next
problem
pick?
with that. Matt, you're like victims of Vince is basically this entire thing. It's like who's in each round. It's like
Alrighty.
who's the worst victim of Vince? But
Yeah, true. All right.
Alrighty,
So
next.
this- JV, go.
I'm set.
3, 2, 1. Reveal. We have EC3, Keith. Good one. Keith Lee, Jonathan Morrison. Okay. I'll go first on
Interesting.
this one. The Swiss Superman. Pound for pound during his time, probably one of the strongest members of the roster. And yet, no idea what to do with him. They put him in tag teams with Jack Swagger, the not the Un-Americans. They put him with Jack Swagger. Then they put him with the League of Nations with Rusev, Alberto Del Rio, and Sheamus. His best run was when he and Sheamus were Raw tag team champions. They were 4-time tag team champions. He was a 1-time SmackDown champion. He at one time his only singles title was the United States Championship, which again was kind of a joke and was just kind of passed around. It was kind of like, oh, you'll do, and really got reduced to the Cesaro swing, when he would just grab a guy by his ankles and swing in a circle multiple times, and that's what he was known for. Got released and is now kicking ass in AEW as a member of the Blackpool Combat Club, I believe is who he's with.
Yes.
But never got. He had one title opportunity against Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. We all know what happens there. So absolutely underutilized. Could have been a top guy. We'll go with John Morrison.
All right. It is my turn. All right. So this is probably one of the biggest travesties to happen in WWE. John Morrison and The Miz were one of the most obnoxious, hateful, quite frankly, I would have kicked them literally in the fucking wiener tag teams ever. These guys, they literally ran around. They're like as like Hollywood celebrities, and they were not. So The Miz was literally a plant from being the start of reality TV. So, excuse me. But John Morrison got buried, in my opinion, by The Miz. The Miz sucks. He sucks. Did we lose JV? Sorry. I was looking. I was like, where'd JV go?
Jade Cargill strikes again.
No. So John Morrison was a high flyer, similar to Jeff Hardy. He was just a dick. But that was so good. It was so good. And literally, John Morrison and The Miz came up not just through ECW, WWE ECW, but literally catapulted themselves to the so where The Miz, he became champion. He became everything that was literally he wanted. But John Morrison got left in the dust, and that was fucked up. It's fucked up because John Morrison was more talented than The Miz. Hey, JV.
Hello. Laptop crapped out, so I'm on the phone now.
Gotcha. Dang.
Okay, so we'll go with Brad. You're up.
So, Ethan Carter the third, EC3, was honestly not someone I was really familiar with. And then he showed up at NXT. And when I say when he showed up, I'm sorry, let me correct that. He started in FCW. And I don't know if he was there when you were there, Ryan, but he was known as Derek Bateman. And honestly, the dude had a good look. I see the way he was, and I'm like, that kind of guy kind of has a good Vince look. You know, he's a good, solid looking dude. He didn't have the best promo yet. He didn't have the best work yet. But then he got let go. And then he went to a little place called TNA. We know what that was analogous to. And which eventually became Impact Wrestling and became the kayfabe relative nephew of the owner of TNA, Dixie Carter. And again, I know I made a kind of analogy with how Tyler Breeze was the same physicality of HBK. I'm going to make a similar analogy, but not say that it's the same thing. In TNA Impact, EC3 became kind of the way John Cena was for WWE for a bit. I know. I see that. Look, it's an analogy. It's an analogy. I'm not saying he was. I'm not saying he's good as John Cena, but he was the standard bearer of that brand. He turned face. He turned heel. He learned how to develop his skills. He learned to develop his promos, and he became over in that promotion. So then when he got called back to WWE, he didn't come back as Derek Bateman. He came back as who he was then, because they wanted EC3, because that's who he was. That's how the wrestling fans would recognize him. And what happened? Fracking nothing. Nothing. He became a mid-carder at best. Oftentimes he was a jobber. I mean, this is a guy who carried the TNA championship, I think, twice. He was like leading the charge. Maybe he wasn't going to be WWE champion, but he could have at least propelled beyond being a jobber to the point where he could have been vying for an Intercontinental Championship. He been the U.S. champion. He had the skills. He had the look. And when they do, they reduce him to nothing. You know what they did? This is the insult of insult. They made him a 24/7 champion 4 times.
That's awful.
The guy who carried the belt in a whole other promotion, whatever you think of TNA and Impact, whatever you think of it, the guy was a standard bearer for years. He was a face of that company, and now he gets 24/7. That is a waste of talent. Maybe you don't make him Roman Reigns, maybe you don't make him John Cena, but you at least put him to an IC level. That is Vince McMahon, and we say it again, follies of Vince, follies of the management. This is a guy who could at least gone to the level of being a top solid mid-carder. Not champion, not WWE champion, but IC contender, US contender. Total waste of talent.
All right. Ego, you're up.
All right. So for me, guys, I got Keith Lee. I knew when he was going around as Keithus Leafus, like that was at least one of his IG handles at the time. And whatchamacallit, I haven't watched this dude for a while, since he was like a pro wrestling gorilla at that point. So I mean, he basically wanted making his he was in NXT. Actually had challenged a little bit for there. He makes his debut at Survivor Series, actually, while he was still technically in NXT. It was a 5v5 match, and I think he was the last one that Roman Reigns pinned. So you're like, okay, well, that's a good start. You get pinned by Roman Reigns. He winds up going on to challenge Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble, gets eliminated by him. Again, you're still in good company if you're getting eliminated by this caliber wrestler, right? We get July 2020. He actually defeats Adam Cole, winds up being NXT champ. Great. Winds up going out losing his championship, but because he got called up to WWE. He did his debut on August 24th, lost to Randy Orton, but only after interference with Drew McIntyre. Again, he's included in the conversation of actually great wrestler, so you think things are going to go his way. He then winds up losing to AJ Styles in a TLC match. I think he was the Universal Champion. You wind up fast forward to January. He loses to Drew McIntyre. Okay, the second loss on there. And then he had some undisclosed injuries, and he was out for a few months. Comes back to open challenge for Bobby Lashley when he was the champion, and loses an open challenge to Bobby Lashley. I get it. It's the fact that he's coming back off of the injury, but to answer an open challenge, to come back from injury, only to be defeated on Bobby Lashley, it's not even a PLE, to me, is wasted talent. On top of the fact that the dude is 6'2", 340 and move like a motherfucking freight train on crack. This guy is as athletic as hell, and the fact that he keeps losing to at least decent talent, I guess, but then winds up not getting a real push after that, having to resort to the Bearcat gimmick is irritating to me. And again, this guy was over in AEW and has been AEW and Ring of Honor and has been killing it there ever since. So again, another NXT casualty for me on that one.
Okay. Matt, you're up.
All great choices. A little bit of the 3-pointer. That's Cesaro. You made great points about it, and it's insane. Like you made all the points, and you could have said more, but you made all the points. I have to go. And he's in that group of wrestlers in AEW who will never come back to WWE. Like they've made their points clear about that. The 2-pointer was tough, but I'm going to go with Ryan and John Morrison. Like again, he's like you could have said I made the same reading for him as he's Joker except for Cesaro. And if you want to see great work by him, go watch Lucha Underground. Johnny Mundo, incredible work for that 4 years, 3.5 years he was there. And the 1-pointer is tough. I gotta go with Keith Lee on this one. Nothing wrong with EC3 and the points you made, but he brought up some interesting stuff about Keith Lee and the athleticism he had that he brought up. And not that you didn't bring up EC3, but just some of the points you brought up about Keith Lee, just a little better than the points about EC3. And EC3, by the way, is if you want anyone to watch him, I haven't seen much of it. He's the NWA champ for the rebuilt or reborn NWA that Cornette started 10 years ago, and you can see them on YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah. And he
All
also
right.
did that whole thing where he's like F you to everybody. Yeah. Which fell apart.
All righty. Time for our next one.
Oh, you're gonna hate me.
Is this the finale or we're on?
No,
This
we
is
got
the
this is
second
number
to last.
4.
Second to last.
All right,
penultimate
just
one.
making sure. Just making sure.
All right.
Wait a minute.
Hold up.
I could call it audible, but I'm going with my list.
Okay.
You don't get a call. Shit. I'm just kidding.
I
All
don't
right.
do as well now. I'm not doing as well now.
I know. It's almost like you can't argue as a lawyer. I mean, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Are we ready?
I am ready.
Ego, are you ready? I'm going to assume that's a yes. Brad, you're ready?
Argo spelled with 2 L's. By the way.
Yes. Okay.
I'm
And
set.
3, 2, 1, reveal. Okay. All right. Ryan, you're up first.
All right. Outstanding. Evan Bourne. He was somebody who came in. He was like lightning in a bottle. He was literally someone who mirrored the Hardys so much so. But he took it to an extent that may have been higher. And Evan Bourne came in. He didn't turn down a challenge. He was athletic. He literally, I'm still full screen. We're only supposed to do that for like part of it. Sorry. Nobody wants to see my face the whole time. So Evan Bourne, he he literally went against, the likes of The Rock and stuff like that. He was literally at that weird PG transition, but he was just so good. I mean, he did things that it looked like Jeff Hardy when he was like, literally 10 years ago. It was incredible. And but he was kind of a sneeze in the wind, and that sucked. It really sucked. He did the shooting star press, and it, I don't know. It just it was one of those things again that we're talking about, that Vince McMahon did not like small guys doing things highly acrobatic. He liked big guys to do things to just, I don't know, bulldoze. But
Do you like brawlers?
yeah, he liked brawlers. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to comment on that, it's kind of sad when Evan Bourne is most famous for receiving an RKO out of a shooting star press.
Yep.
Ego, you're up.
All right, so I'm not gonna lie, guys. I have been coming in with facts and evidence for the last three wrestlers. I'm gonna appeal you guys strictly on emotion on this one. I'm gonna take you back to about what?
Wait, what?
What?
You're
What?
you're coming in with facts and evidence?
I was with the other ones. I'm appealed to emotion on this one, right?
The appeal to emotion is a
Unfortunately, he's
logical
beaten me the
fallacy.
last 2 rounds, so I can't argue.
You said what?
I can say the judge is not good, but I don't have to argue against the judge.
I'm being up front in my arguments, counselors. Okay. All I'm saying is I'm being up front. All I'm saying is
bringing the feels.
I'm gonna call you Kamala Ego.
Take away as many points as you want right now, Matt.
No, joke. Sorry. Okay.
I kid.
I got you.
Left eye field goal.
Picture a wrestling program on NXT, or not even NXT. I'm sorry, on Netflix. Okay, this is 10 years before WEV was considering doing this at this point. But there was a show on Netflix 10 years ago called Lucha Underground, which actually went into the mystique of the wrestlers. They didn't just have gimmicks; they had more that I would call legends. Actually deep-rooted gimmicks that actually wound up taking place in the ring. Now, I know that he had a lot of talking done for him by Conan, okay? But the inaugural champion of that was Prince Puma, who is actually Ricochet. So this guy wound up winning a 19-man battle royale for the championship, wins it. 2-time champion for Lucha Underground. Great. The man was acrobatic. He was the goddamn second coming of Rey Mysterio in terms of in-ring ability, athleticism, flexibility, and ability to actually take over a match when the time called for it. Wasn't the best on the mic, I understand. But at the trajectory he was going on, you'd say, okay, this is what we thought Rey Mysterio was at least going to be. And he gets to NXT. I get it. He got United States Intercontinental rides that didn't really last long. And I think to me, the ultimate giving in of saying that you're going to be wasting talent with us is making up a motherfucking title and giving it to them. Talk about that goddamn speed championship to me, which is worse than 24/7 championship, because I don't know what you mean by speed championship. I do know what that's supposed to signify. The belt didn't even last long, and before long, this man is out and considering back with AEW. All I'm saying is, again, at the trajectory this guy was going to go, the fact that he was another signee of NXT, had already done well with Lucha Underground / AAA, and had already known how to work well in ring, had hella athleticism, can carry a brand because he's doing it on Lucha, and was a heavyweight champion. He wound up being an attempted mid-carder at best. Even with the championships runs, seems somewhat forgettable to me. I think he was severely toned down, and they didn't really let him flap his wings and fly like he was led to do in Lucha Underground, which makes him my number 2 disappointment on this list.
Okay. I'll go next. Kurt Hennig, aka Mr. Perfect. Talk about a guy who peaked at the wrong time. Imagine if Kurt Hennig hit his stride after Hulkamania. Mr. Perfect was the technician. He was the wrestling machine before Shawn Michaels, before Bret Hart. Imagine what WWF would have looked like after Hulkamania if Kurt Hennig hit his stride then. That would have been something fun to watch. The best he ever got was the Intercontinental Championship. He held it twice. Should have held the top prize. Should have absolutely held the top prize. Still has an influence to this day, as in WrestleMania 40, Roman Reigns, and they called it, they said, he just pulled out a perfect plex. Roman Reigns did a perfect plex in the main event of WrestleMania 40. After he lost the title, after he lost the Intercontinental title to Kerry Von Erich, aka the Texas Tornado, he went nowhere. He was kind of a manager, palled around with Baba B. Heenan, and never really got his stride back. This is just a sad case of hitting your stride at the wrong time with the wrong top guy around. Brad, you're up.
So
Let's
I'm
go,
looking
Brad.
at what?
I'm excited. Sorry.
Go back to the small screen for a second.
You're such
Evan Bourne, Mr.
bitch.
Perfect Ricochet.
Oh, Hawaii. Hold on. You're
Wow.
all right. All right,
That's-
counselor.
It's
Go
okay.
ahead.
It's okay. It's okay. Just keep. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm
Keep
just
on
checking the names
Yeah,
because
keep on ones.
I know Evan Bourne never held a world championship. I know Ricochet never held world championship. I don't think Mr. Perfect ever did. Did he?
Nope. IC title. That's as high as he
okay.
got.
So am I fucking insane
Yeah.
that I'm saying a world champion is a wasted talent? Yes. Do you know why? Because Dean Ambrose, I'm sorry, I'm just going to call him who he should be called. John Moxley was completely wasted in the WWE.
You're so gay.
John Moxley is more in line with the back to the old ECW hardcore wrestlers. Okay, I know you're shaking your head. Go ahead. I'm making my argument.
Dude, Sabu would fucking kick you in the dick right now. But
Let him talk.
Yes, Sabu would.
Let
Let him make his case.
But we're talking Sabu 20 years ago. We're now talking today, where people don't kick each other in the dick because feels. So for where we are today, Dean Ambrose really didn't fit in with the Shield. Dean Ambrose was fucking Ringo. Okay? In the Shield, he was fucking Ringo. Everything was Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. And what happened afterwards? When Seth turned and smacked Roman in the back and the Shield broke apart, Roman and Seth went on and they had huge careers. Now, admittedly, Dean Ambrose did get a championship belt because he had the Money in the Bank. But he held it for 83 days. And it was a very unremarkable run. And I want everyone to remember the interview that he had with Stone Cold Steve Austin on Stone Cold's podcast when he was champion. And this is a guy supposed to be carrying the championship. There's something significant to carrying the championship. Even if you're a heel, you have to carry the championship in the right way. If you're the face, you carry the championship in the right way. Dean Ambrose did not give a shit. You know why? Because Dean Ambrose did not have the character he wanted to be. Because Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, John Good recognized that he was not being played properly. And when he eventually left, and thank God he left, because he got dealt some badass storylines. He's a good wrestler. He's a solid good wrestler. I got my notes here. Hold on. So here it is. So I went back and checked all the notes and everything. He was going to be given a promo where he was scared of a virus, which ironically was before 2020. I don't know who Nostradamus was. But he became like this ridiculous character. At one point, he's coming on a gas mask. This is not the character he wanted to be, right? And when you look at wrestlers when they're good, when they're doing their best work, they're doing their characters they feel closest to. Maybe it's their inner self dialed up to 11. And Jon Moxley, Dean Ambrose was not doing that in WWE. He was a solid worker. Absolutely solid worker. And he was like literally a utility player. He got plugged into matches all the time. He got plugged into big matches, but he never won until finally gave him the belt, and it lasted less than 90 days. And now where is he at? AEW? I think he's part of Blackpool Society.
Blackpool Combat Club. Yeah.
Blackpool Combat Club. He's winning championships in New Japan. This is a character. This is a wrestler who knows his character, who knows who he is, who knows how to connect with the fans and make the people believe him as a professional wrestler. And that was wasted. Dean Ambrose, I swear, if they decide to bring back all three of the Shield, I never want to see Dean Ambrose again. I want to see Jon Moxley come in and say, I'm not Dean Ambrose. I'm Jon Moxley. This is who I always am. And I am the Shield. They're not me. I don't care. That's who I want to see. If Jon Moxley, Jonathan Good, ever comes back to WWE.
All right. Matt, you're up.
It's really gay.
That's two more guys in Ricochet and Jon Moxley who will never come back to WWE. They hate it. It's like,
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Get it.
So the toss up on the 3-pointer between those two. So you guys both the field left eye field goal made some great appeals to the emotions on that one. But Brad, you got the better argument of the two, right? With those two.
Okay.
Right. So the 2-pointer then is Ricochet, right? And then the 1-pointer, based on what you guys said, Mr. Perfect. It was close. I mean,
I'm good with that.
Yeah. He actually, the great point about Roman Reigns doing a perfect plex was ironic in the sense that they celebrated Roman Reigns doing a perfect plex, but didn't celebrate Mr. Perfect when they freaking had him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Time for our last one.
All right, hold up. I was just giving Brad a shit about that. He's a good arguer. I'll say that.
Yes, he is.
By the way,
it's a little bit gay.
Ricochet is not hologram, the masked wrestler in AEW now.
All right.
No, he's not.
Okay, yeah, it can't be.
All right. So we're going to. This is the finale. This is for all the beans, kids. Y'all ready for the beans?
Hold on. Ryan, how do you spell your last name? I want to get it correct.
Ask your mom. She has it.
Wow.
My mom's 81, you geriatric fucker.
It turns out Ryan is another victim of
I
this.
fucked her just right.
She's a very attractive woman. You probably would.
But that's only on Ryan's OnlyFans channel.
Oh, wait. I didn't realize you had one. Hold on. I got to buy that.
Whoa.
Okay. And 3, 2, 1.
Davey's like,
reveal.
No.
I would not buy Ryan's channel as just only fit pics. So
Okay. You're God in heaven.
Jamie's like going, you motherfucker, let's not do this.
okay. So at this point, I'm just gonna say, Matt, it's just me, Ryan, and Joker.
Okay. So
What happened to Ego?
Ego's right here.
You guys knew where I was going.
Ego made a mistake.
You
Okay.
guys know where I'm going with this.
I'm going to go first with this one. Everything that Ego said is correct. This guy has Samoa Joe has held championships in Mexico. He has held championships in in Japan. He has held the TNA World Championship. He's held the TNA X Division Champion. He has held the AEW Championship. He is a three-time NXT champion. Gets called up to the main roster, gets put into big matches with big guys, and his only championship is a United States championship with mid-carders like Ray and the more or less the lightweights of the roster. The biggest waste of Samoa Joe is when he got called up for his main event push, it was to be the jobber for Big Dog Roman Reigns. A three-time NXT champion, and your job is to put over Roman Reigns every single time. And every single time Samoa Joe and Roman went into a match, you honestly felt like this could be the moment. Joe could be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns. Never happened. Absolute waste. Ryan, you're up.
Outstanding. I'm so glad you picked me next.
Oh, I gotta hear this, dude. I want to hear this.
So, I'm picking Kane. And the reason so is that the big red monster, the big red machine, the devil's favorite demon, is quite frankly one of the most iconic. Yes, he is one of the most iconic individuals to ever lace up the boots. The problem is, though, is that he was not celebrated in such a way. He won, yes, the WWF World Heavyweight Championship. He held it for 24 hours. 24 hours. He literally held the World Heavyweight Championship only to drop it to his, quote, brother, The Undertaker. His biggest claim to fame, which quite frankly, all of you some bitches, I love you guys, by the way, is the ECW Championship. When ECW was a part of the WWE, which quite frankly, I think the majority of you think ECW WWE was lame. And that, yes, Jamie's nodding. But his win for the ECW Championship was one of the biggest ever. He usurped the biggest win in WrestleMania. And you're like going, Ryan, you're literally making points of why not to vote for this. You're close to right. The reason that Kane is the most underused superstar in the history of this business is because he put people over. You didn't have to ask him. He put others over. He put people over literally in the same way of like, you know, being like, oh, it's the authority with Stephanie McMahon, Triple H. That shit was gay. It was so fucking gay. It sucked. I mean, I think that a fucking homo would be like going, oh my God, that's so gay. I don't want none of that.
Oh my God, so offensive.
Yeah, I'm joking. Sorry. Brad, at least Brad reacted. Okay, no, seriously. I mean, they like what do you do? And I'm gonna say this one, and this one's the biggest: the Katie Vick storyline.
Oh,
That is, I think that maybe I'm glitching because everybody's spinning. I'm good.
Happened to me too.
Everybody hear me?
You're good.
yeah.
You're good. I got you.
When you say Katie Vick, it
Nope.
fucked up everything.
Hold on. Am I good?
You're fine.
Yeah. You're good.
Son of a bitch.
You're good,
Fine.
Ryan. You're good.
I'm Brit. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I literally, you guys were like Hollywood squares going.
You said Katie Vick and was like saying Beetlejuice 3 times.
Yeah.
Right.
The worst storyline in the history of the world was the Katie Vick one, and that was Glenn Jacobs, who literally won at what is it? Shit. What is
Mayor of
that?
Knoxville.
No, well, yeah, he's the mayor of Knoxville. What's that game show? You Are the Weakest Link. He won that in
You won the
full
weakest
gear.
link?
Yeah.
He won the Weakest Link in 1998. Full gear.
How does Wikipedia?
Full gear. Because he actually has an education as a teacher. Nobody knows this. So that being said, all right.
He's a Trump maniac. I don't
Yeah.
care.
I know.
You know who I am. Fuck you.
I know.
don't care. I'm just fucking with you.
That being said, look, I probably look, gay as fuck because Kane is one of my favorites of all time, but his claim to fame is literally the ECW championship, and he was one of the biggest ECW champions of all time. Ask yourself, do you remember when he won the ECW champion? No, because nobody does. And that's why JV's shaking his head. Nobody does. He is literally, he's the brother of The Undertaker. Not really. But Kane is a staple of everything that has ever happened under WWF, WWE, and without him, there would not be these arguments. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Brad, you're up.
So I have to counter my argument before because I literally last round argued that a WWE champion, and I got 3 points off my argument, was an underused talent. Because I'm hearing everything here, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to consider Jade Cargill, and no one should. Samoa Joe's look, you and Mrs. Ego have some things to talk about. We want you to come to the right side, brother. We love you. We're here for you.
Jesus.
We will help you through your pain.
Come to the light.
We'll help you through your pain when Jade Cargill is no longer here. And finally, Bianca Belair is ridded of this satchel on her neck and gets to become the ST again. So I just knocked out Ego. So take away a point. So I'm arguing Joker and Kane.
Without being biased, I think Ego might have knocked himself out of this one.
No. And look, honestly, look. If anyone thought he would not pick Jade, we would have to leave. And I respect it totally, brother. I love you for doing it. I love you for doing it.
I will be constructively positive.
You are hardcore to your fucking gimmick. Keep going, man.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Ego never breaks kayfabe. Never.
I did not think Ego would never. So he gets to go next.
Why did you forget Ego?
Ego. Why?
Okay.
I already broke him down. Shut the fuck up. Let him just step out.
All right. So let me cook for a second, okay? All right.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Cracking my knuckles.
I'm gonna tell you about how this goes. All right. So a lot of us learned about the TKO / Endeavor Group takeover back in September 2023. We're talking about a company that same year grossed about $6 billion. All right, so it's like a high stakes company that again took over WWE, but also UFC as well. So we're talking about complete control over everything. Do y'all know who their first signee was? Their marquee signing, which it made WWE News, Sports Illustrated, and USA Today the same day that it was announced? Jade Cargill. So a company that made $6 billion, that bought UFC and WWE, their very first signee was Jade Cargill. So you're talking about a lot of money and a lot of props behind.
I'm turning off my camera. I'm turning off my camera. I'm sorry. I'm muting.
I'm setting the scene. No, you gonna laugh. Put it on. Don't take off the mute. Okay. All I'm saying is this was a big signing from the get-go. On top of that, let's talk about who actually trained this chick. All right, considering the fact that she had zero experience coming in and was trained by 2018 Mark Henry, 2019 Dustin Rhodes, 2021 Bryan Danielson, and she actually winds up going into AEW, wins the TBS championships, gets debuted debuts in October of 2023 for the WWE. At this point, I don't blame her at all for what happened next. For October, November, December, she made appearances on NXT, Raw, and SmackDown, choosing where she would go. And this is when she was actually introduced by Triple H's goddamn self when she made the roster. Instead of putting her development, instead of making sure she knew what she was doing, all they did was threw a goddamn goldfish off the roof and said, "Why can't this bitch fly? I thought it was a bird." So it's no wonder the fact that they had to team her up with Bianca Belair, impede her growth because you put her on the main roster without putting her in development like the other ones have, even the ones with extensive experience, as Samoa Joe went down to NXT. But no, we're going to let this one fly because this big group signed her and we want to make a big fuss about it. Again, we tested out this fish. We thought it could fly when it should swim, threw it off the roof, and now we know that it can't fly. And now they're trying to figure out what the fuck to do with her, which is why they had to team with Bianca Belair, which is why she hasn't gotten good on the mic, in the ring, or with in-ring safety. The fact that she had the tag team titles, inaugural titles. I don't know anyone that has an inaugural title for 42 days before they drop it to someone else. Then there's a rematch, even though there's some there's some shenanigans involved. Women, I'm at no women's. Women's, not women's. And I get it, Sasha Banks, but I'm still saying anyone that's that high of a profile signing from the get-go to lose their title after 42 days, to have a rematch a few weeks later, to lose the rematch, and to not have anything booked for either of them in the interim is an absolute waste. For what you build to me, what you should build her as, which is supposed to be this cosplaying anime chick, 5'8", 5'9", a dynamo, pretty much an action figure that can move. We didn't test if she could wrestle in ring safely. We didn't know how she was going to be on the mic, and she doesn't work well with others because, on top of the fact that she does anime and cosplay, they put her with someone that doesn't like anime or cosplay. So when there's a bump that she could get in popularity by, I don't know, dressing up as one of the characters from Street Fighter, which was her idea, and then she doesn't want to do it, now she's going with a Momo-kun bullshit. All I'm saying is this is real. We're watching in real time wasted talent, and I'm tired of pretending I don't see it exists. That's just me.
All right, Matt, you're up.
I didn't speak.
Oh, Brad. I'm sorry, Brad. Go. Sorry.
Wait. Hold up. My internet's skipping. Sorry. Can you guys hear me?
We got you, dude.
Yeah.
We got you.
I can hear you.
Okay, I can't hear you. Hold on. I'm going to shut down some things. Please hold. Shit. Does not look good. Yep. No,
Okay.
y'all are literally
Yep.
hold on.
Yes.
Y'all are literally spinning.
Crap.
We're okay, dude, on our side.
Mhm.
No, I think we had a lightning strike.
Oh, boy.
Hold up. Shit.
Shut your camera down. Maybe that'll help.
Okay, hold on. I'm shutting everything down. Son of a bitch. Can you hear me?
We hear
Yes.
you, dude. We still see
Yeah.
you. We hear you.
No.
We see you and we hear you.
Y'all are roboted. Is that better?
That's better.
We're all good.
We're good
We're all
on
good.
our end.
He's not getting the signal back. He's getting out, but nothing's getting into him.
Guys,
Yeah, right.
I can't end the stream if I can't hear you.
Wow.
Like it's literally a thing.
Hold on.
To be continued.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Go to private chat. Go to private chat.
Nope. Brad's roboting.
Hello. Hi there.
Well,
Hello.
he's
So-
getting his download his downstream is borked basically.
Just
All
go
right,
to private
guys.
chat.
Hold on. I'm gonna back out, restart things, and I'll come back in. Matt, please don't do the verdict
judge
right
yet.
now. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. Brad, do you need to make your argument?
We go. It was just
He didn't
It's
even hear that you
Ryan,
didn't
right?
go. He
Okay.
didn't
Okay,
even hear
Brad.
that you didn't go. So
hold on 1 second. Let me reset my screen so I can see shit properly. Okay. So first off, Ego,
Yes.
stop doing this.
What is that?
This
What is
this
this?
is you.
Okay.
This is literally you arguing Jade Cargill. Oh, baby.
Cute, believable, and
I love
powerful.
Baby
I
Yoda.
understand.
I love Baby
You're
Yoda. Terrible, dude. Okay, so stop your argument.
Okay.
All right, so I picked Cesaro, and honestly, Joker hit a lot of very good points that I'm going to reiterate. The Swiss Superman, King of Swing. Literally, the dude started back in 2000, and he worked his way up. He was in Ring of Honor, became championship twice, was champion in the tag team division with Chris Hero, which honestly I literally considered including Chris Hero as one of the people who was mismanaged by WWE when they brought him in as Cassius Ohno. Cesaro was a guy with immense talent, with immense skill. And again, they did not know who to use him. I went back and checked everything, and Vince was talking about it. You have to go back in the times because this is very important to remember how things were back in the day. We now live in our Triple H society now, right? This is Triple H, who is someone who Triple H, let's recognize Triple H is a wrestler who has allegiance to the brotherhood of wrestling that Vince McMahon never did. Vince McMahon was a promoter. Triple H, I think, recognizes the brotherhood so much more than Vince did. So Vince was always about the big guys, right? Like when you go back in the late 80s, early 90s, they're like, they're all superheroes, right? Cesaro did not fit that. But like Cesaro was not like a scrawny dude. Cesaro was a fucking powerhouse. Like he lifted men far beyond he should have lifted. And when he did the Cesaro swing, audiences loved it. But this is what Vince said. Cesaro was lacking charisma, lacking verbal skills, and lacking the it factor. Maybe it's because he's Swiss and the European style.
All right, I'm good.
You're
Y'all
good.
hear me?
You're back.
You're good.
You're back. You're good.
You're good.
Okay, I don't know what the Fraggle Rock that was. So
Brad was just making his argument.
Cesaro point.
No, he's talking about
So-
why he got messed up. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
So
Keep going, Brad.
No problem. So Cesaro, I don't think anyone will disagree here. The Cesaro is an amazing wrestler, right? He didn't have what Vince wanted, but that doesn't mean they didn't have it. The problem, I think, was back in the day, they didn't know how to capitalize on it. I think that's something different we have now. So Cesaro has since gone on to have a very successful career. And in fact, I literally was watching my Twitter feed tonight. Twitter, not X, because I'm old school. And I literally had, because I was going back and looking at Cesaro, at Cesaro's stuff show up. He's doing a swing. He's doing his uppercut. And it's like, this dude is a solid wrestler. And people like him. People like who he is because he's delivering an honest and true wrestling style. Maybe he's not as flamboyant, but he doesn't need to be because that's not his character. But what Vince McMahon missed, what WWE missed, was what Cesaro could have been. He had tag team championships with Tyson Kidd. We love the bar. The bar is great. We had some fun stuff and bars. But this dude should have at least been challenging for an Intercontinental belt, for US Champion belt. Maybe not. Maybe not. The World Championship on a single level. Maybe, in the Elimination Chamber and everything. This was a very skilled man who was left behind because he just didn't fit the WWE model at the time, and that's a damn shame. But he's doing good now.
All righty. Matt, you're up.
Okay. So, Ego, you made a lot of great points. Okay. The only reason your choice is not working here is because I don't think she's failed yet, so to speak.
Okay.
I think I've said before if they fake a kayfabe injury where she gets knocked out for 6 months or whatever, goes to the performance center or whatever, I think she's athletic enough that they could salvage her. But that's besides the point. That's the only reason you made a lot of great reasons, but why you're not pointing on this round, okay? Because she hasn't failed yet.
That's fair. I pointed enough. Go ahead.
So now now for the three up here, Samoa Joe's the 3-pointer. Joker made more points, but I have to keep selling this because Joe was brought to Ring of Honor when it began as a one-time booking talent, just like he was a minor league nowhere, and the fans loved him so much that within a month he was the Ring of Honor champion, held the title for over almost 2.5 years, and this isn't so much about him holding the title. It's about when they give you a title, that means you're making money for a company. Okay. And then he came back to Ring of Honor twice and again took them out, saved them from collapsing twice with his level of talent. Kept TNA afloat, him and AJ and 1 or 2 other guys for all those years. And why he went to NXT wasn't because you sent something to NXT first. It was Triple H wanted him, but Vince had no idea who he was. Okay. And that's one of the reasons he stayed down there so long. And even then, what he just did for AEW, I know when he put that great heel on the title to put Swerve over, recently in AEW. So the guy has such a big failure. Not he's a failure, but W is such a big failure in him. You can't. I mean, it's almost like a 20-pointer. Like how everything Vince wanted in Roman Reigns was Samoa Joe. Everything except for he had a little bit of a gut, which he lost anyway. It just frustrates me. The biggest victim of Vince, he's one of the 3 biggest victims of Vince is Samoa Joe. There we go. As for the 2-pointer, I was shocked you made such a good case for Kane there, Ryan. Because when you first said Kane, I'm thinking, wait, where's he going with this? Okay? But you're right. I mean, for the work the guy does, to putting people over, the working safe and clean, which is something you don't hear enough about. We talked about Nia Jax and how many years it take her to learn how to become a clean worker? 4 years?
4.
5 years?
4 years.
Yeah. And Kane from the get-go, him and The Undertaker both, really. But to be big men and that athletic and to be safe, clean workers, and yet and Kane didn't get anywhere near the push the Undertaker got, which nothing wrong with that. That's not the point I'm making. But you such a great point about him not getting the push he really did deserve for all the work he's done. And that's why that's the 2-pointer. I was really impressed by that argument. I mean, weren't Samoa Joe there with such Vince. I don't mean this literally. I don't wish anyone to die. But if Vince could die because of him abusing Samoa Joe, and Vince falls out of a plane screaming Samoa Joe's name, I wouldn't care. I would care. But like,
all right, I'm drafting my appeal on Kane.
Well, no, the thing is, he made that was
I'm drafting my appeal on Hall of Fame member Kane.
Well, okay, the angle he took on that was.
I know. I'm fucking around.
Well, I know that, but it's just shockingly like I'm not saying you can't make a serious argument, Ryan, but that was a shockingly great way you did that. Like, not you did it. I'm just fucking with you, Ryan.
Out of left it was good.
Yeah, it was an amazing argument. Like that
was a great argument.
Yeah,
I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah,
and then I'm still filing an appeal.
Yeah, on the Cesaro thing, another victim of Vince. A guy with a build like him, Vince doesn't want wrestling like him, and that's why he didn't get the push.
There's some. I think the thing we can overall we agree is there's so many guys on our list who are not Vince guys because they didn't have the superhero look, but all these guys are solid performers and they deliver stories. It's a goddamn fucking shame.
If you can,
and I think one of the biggest takeaways is one of the biggest victims of Vince McMahon is NXT Black and Gold, because Vince wanted to kill it.
Yeah. Because Triple H is killing it. That's why.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. And one more thing on Cesaro. If you go find, it's one of Stone Cold when he first started doing his podcast. Vince was one of the first 2 or 3 guys he interviewed, if I remember correctly. And they talk about Cesaro. And Vince got pissed at Stone Cold for bringing this up in real life.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Stone Cold loves Cesaro.
Yeah. But so the point, I'm trying to remember exactly what Vince said, but he's got to use the brass ring. And what Vince was kind of saying is he's got to wrestle my way. And Cesaro said he tried to do that. And it still didn't go. So again, that's a cool. If you can find,
regardless of whatever arguments we had tonight, bottom line is Cesaro is an amazing wrestler.
Yeah. Correct.
And Vince was stuck in his superhero mode, and that's fucked up. There's some. I still don't know how HBK became who he was under this Vince McMahon era. I don't get it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So let's go around the horn. Brad, what you got coming up?
Tomorrow night I will be on Static 2020's weekend pregame. We will probably talk. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Probably some weird shit on TikTok, probably some political stuff. But hey, if you want to go check out my channel, I did a review of Deadpool and Wolverine, and because I'm a Total Trek guy, I did a review of the Section 31 trailer. Please join me, get me over 2,500 views on my video. I'm almost there. I love getting big views on videos about things that destroy my soul.
Outstanding. JB, do we have the numbers of keeping track of the score?
Absolutely. Going into next week, we have Ego is still playing. He's at 46 points. Brad is at 60. Ryan is at 68.
Whoa.
And I am at 81.
The Eagles holding up a Final Jeopardy.
Yeah, but you're getting everything from the werewolf.
Oh,
we know. We got your game, dude. We know what you're doing.
All right.
We're on to you, Joker.
All right,
All
Matt. What you
Yeah.
got?
Okay, so
coming up.
my review of SummerSlam is up on Rumble. It's under dispute on YouTube, so that's there. And I also posted a video. Those who don't know what these are, they're called little golden books. I have to turn the background off so you have any idea what I'm talking about. Let me get through the background for a second. None. Okay. So Jake Valentine on my Friday live stream, we read these live. These are like little golden books, which are like children's books, but like we did A's for Alien, like the movie Alien and all that. They're little 3 or 4 minute videos. The AF Alien one was the best thing I've read in like 2 years. It's a children's book. It was amazingly accurate to the movie. So this is one up 2 days ago. This was Jaws. And so that's up. And then what else? Tomorrow on Roman's stream is his birthday stream, right? So Joker and I'll be in on that. My Friday stream, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hear there is some more Rings of Prime crap to rip apart from another magazine article with some horrible costumes. So I'll be there next week on this show. And I have one other. Let me just check. I know I posted another video. Give me 1 second, guys. See why aren't I remembering this? I think you gave me a stroke there, Ego, when you put your name up there.
So what is it for Roman? Is it 85 and 90 at this point?
604 million.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I'll have my video for Sharp's Siege, which is season 4, episode 2. I meant to do it this past weekend, but I was all under, so I'll do it by the end of this weekend. There you go.
All righty. Ego.
All right, so guys, I currently have up my review of the horror movie Oddity. Please check that out if you get a chance. It's one of the second best horror movie that I've seen in the year 2024. I've also got my wife and I Shiro's podcast from last Sunday's episode of Ordinary Gains. It was Olympics related. This Saturday, I'm actually going to do a product review on Lego. So that will be debuting Saturday morning. I know that I'm actually more of an action figure collector, but what I'm debuting actually caught me by surprise, and it's the first Lego thing that I built in over 25 years. So I'll be talking about that experience as well. It got me. Yeah.
The Jade Cargo Lego set.
There you go.
Bro, I wish. I sent my letter to the CEO. I'm waiting back. I'm waiting to hear back. That's all.
Don't hold your breath, brother.
All right, Ryan. What you got?
Well, me, it's just someone who nobody cares about. So it's my channel technically, but there's one man who gets to say goodbye. It's not this direction, it's this direction.
That's right. So tomorrow you can catch me along with Matt to torment Roman of the Empire. It is his latest trip around the sun, and we're going to make his head explode because that's always fun to do. And you can catch me back here where, again, the top five WWE returns. And I'll be expecting your questions later on. But until then, folks, always have fun, keep talking, and doodles.
If you smile, the line is cooked. The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Miami, Florida, weighing 275